Chris Patt.
Chris Patt as Star-Lord. I love him. I love the entire Guardians cast, to be fair. Cannot quote anything from any of the Guardians movies, but I can give you a quote from Infinity War. We're here to, never mind, I cannot.
What exactly do you do?
We're here to kick names and take ass. There we go. I did the quote. Hell yeah.
You're welcome.
Hell yeah.
I set it up, you knock it down.
Hey, what is up, guys? Your beautiful friend, JMash97 here bringing you guys a brand new video. And today I have my lovely buddy, Darius Hill, from the wonderful channel ScooterTube, which you guys should go check out, but probably not. They're very compared to my content.
You got that right.
Darius Hill, do you have anything to say? Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Hanging out with my friend JMash97. It's a very fun time. Yeah, that's about it. Now, let's go on to the topic of the video. The topic of this video is Top 10 Superhero Castings. And we'll begin with this. Number 10. Hold up.
Is this going to be another troll one?
No, never. No, not me.
Yeah, it's going to be another troll.
Number 10 is Chris Evans as the Human Torch.
Show us something new!
Something new. You got it.
Fire!
I've never seen a better depiction as from the Human Torch as I have with Chris Evans.
Then again, that's not really saying much.
None of the comic book iterations or cartoon iterations can compare to what Chris Evans did for the character of the Human Torch. What was your number 10? Or do you have any inputs on my number 10, JMash97?
I'm not even going to comment on your number 10. The way I did this list was I limited it to one casting per superhero. So you're not going to find multiple actors who have played the same character. It's this character who portrayed it the best, he's on the list, or she's on the list. But my number 10 is, in my opinion, the best Batman we've had, Ben Affleck. Even though people complain about how he kills people, he was an old, gritty Batman who didn't have a care in the world anymore. Fed up with everything. Past retirement. Great Batman. Best part about BVS.
Number 9 is a special one to me. It is Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man / Peter Parker.
Who are you? Spider-Man.
To me, personally speaking, Andrew Garfield portrayed the best Spider-Man, the best Peter Parker. Within the entire The Amazing Spider-Man trilogy, yes, I'm calling it a trilogy because there was a third movie. It just didn't come out, but I've seen it, and it was amazing.
Whoa. When have you seen the freaking third Amazing Spider-Man? It didn't even get green lit.
Bro, I got connections in Atlanta, bro.
You're such a freaking liar.
Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man / Peter Parker we've gotten so far. As J-Mash has said within his tier list video, yeah, people complain about this because Andrew Garfield wasn't a nerd. He was kind of a cool guy. But in this days of time, nerds are the cool guys. As you can tell, because me and J-Mash are here talking about superheroes. Like we're the coolest people on Earth.
Honestly, I wouldn't use us as an example for that. The cool guys, but I'll take it, I guess. But I mean, I'm surprised you actually watched that video, knowing what you feel about superheroes. I mean, yeah, go from one actor who's played Spider-Man to my number 9, Tom Holland.
You're the Spiderling. crime-fighting spider. You're Spider-Boy?
Spider-Man.
Not in that onesie, you're not.
It's not a onesie.
I've said it before. Andrew Garfield was the better Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire was the better Peter Parker. Tom Holland is the perfect love child of both of them. Tom Holland's Peter Parker, he's a smart nerd. Tom Holland's Spider-Man, he's the quippy superhero. Perfect blend of both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
I mean, that's all you can ask for within Spider-Man, is just someone that does good quips. The only bad part about that in particular is that all the superheroes within the MCU does clips, so Spider-Man doesn't seem that special.
Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the one that makes them, well, second to Iron Man, he's the one that does the most pop culture references.
Number 8 is, I guess kind of a serious thing. Paul Rudd as Ant-Man.
I'm a big fan.
Appreciate it. So who the hell are you?
I'm Ant-Man.
Ant-Man?
What, you haven't heard of me? No, you wouldn't have heard of me.
Located the breach, bringing him in.
Sorry about this.
Nothing special within his performance as Ant-Man. Nothing special within his performance within the MCU. But what I will say is, by the time Ant-Man came out, they have perfected what they probably call the generic MCU main character. Paul Rudd as Ant-Man is the best generic main MCU character we have gotten so far.
I wouldn't really call him generic, but okay.
I mean, like, not generic, but like, by the time Ant-Man came out, you've seen probably a lot of MCU films at that point, and you can tell where some stuff came from. Like, oh, I get it. He does a lot of jokes that's from this place, whatever that's from this place, stuff like that. Like, you can tell where that they've perfected what they should call the MCU generic main character thing at this point.
Alright, so my number 8 was the actor from year number 10, Chris Evans, but not the Human Torch, Captain America. Character that I wasn't really that into. I mean, like everybody else thought he was Mr. Goody Two Shoes, no real grit to him. And then the Winter Soldier, just Chris Evans and the Russo brothers, all three of them just turned the whole perception of Captain America completely upside down.
Number 7 is another Chris Hemsworth as Thor. I personally cannot say much about Thor because I have not seen any of the Thor films, but I have seen the Avengers and he was okay within the Avengers. Going to the point where he was within Infinity War and Endgame, you could tell there was a switch in his character where they're like, okay, the actual Thor character isn't working, let's make him more of a funny guy. So they did that, which I can respect because, when something's not working, it doesn't matter if you're trying to properly portray him or not, you have to change it up if it's not working.
My number 7 is Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I remember when she was cast, I believe she was a model, and she was in one of the Fast and Furious movies. But when she was cast, I remember everybody criticizing and everything. BVS came out. Her and Ben Affleck were the two standouts of the whole movie. And Wonder Woman came out, blew everybody's expectations out of the park. Out of the water, out of whatever phrase you want to say.
Out of the door.
It was dumber. It was dumb when I said it. It was dumber when you tacked on to it.
But going on to my number 6, we have another Chris. Wait, let me make sure I'm saying his name correctly, because I don't want to be embarrassed. But going on to number 6, we have another Chris within our hands. This time is Chris Pratt as Star-Lord. You might be wondering.
You couldn't. You didn't.
You might be wondering.
Pratt.
You might be wondering. You might be. Let me finish. You might be wondering. Wow, you didn't know how to pronounce his name? No, it's not that. It's that I wrote it down as Chris Patt. So I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right. Let me go make sure I put his name down correctly.
Who? Legendary outlaw? Guys?
This is obviously really funny because Star-Lord is the jokester. Or, Guardians of the Galaxy was a complete joke movie. It was the best movie I know of besides Infinity War and Endgames. Even though, yes, I haven't seen it. I know of almost everything within that movie. Everybody talks good about it. Even the soundtrack itself, which I have heard, is really, really good.
It's on Disney Plus. You go watch it.
I know. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, my number 6 is a Chris, and it was your number 7, Chris Hemsworth.
I like this one.
You were saying that Thor, he didn't change. He changed from Thor to the Avengers.
I mean, not that. Like, yes, kind of, sort of. Like, he changed from being Thor. Like, they were trying to adapt him properly from how he is in the comics, but that didn't do well, financial wise, box office wise. So they decided to switch it up and do more of a comedic type of thing. This is why Chris Pratt is above him, because I can see the inspiration they had from the Guardian stuff, what they did within Thor Ragnarok.
Darius, you should. I've learned this a long time ago, not to say anything about something you've seen. You need to learn that lesson. Because you said you haven't seen any of the Thor movies, but you've heard. Yeah, they explain his origins, but he was mainly a comic character in the first Thor movie. Go and watch it on the Disney Plus.
I will. Number 5, as the only female character on my list, is Mrs. Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow.
I'm sorry. Did I step on your moment?
Why is she this high within my list? Well, because she's a woman.
So my number 5. I mean, I like Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, but if you're being legitimately serious and saying the only reason she's that high is because she's a woman,
No, I'm joking. I'm joking, of course.
I can't stand that mindset of representation kind of stuff.
No, I'm joking.
Representation for the sake of representation. I don't have a problem. See, I think I cut this out of my tier list video. I don't have a problem with representation. I think there should be more of it and everything, but I don't want it just to have representation.
No, I'm joking, of course. There's literally like no black characters within my top superhero casting, so I'm 100% joking, but it's still funny to say.
All right, so my number 5 is Patrick Stewart as Professor X.
Give me a chance. I may be able to help you find some answers. How do you know? You're not the only one with gifts.
Where are you going?
Where's he going?
He's over there.
What are you doing over here? What is this place?
I mean, what can I say about Patrick Stewart as Professor X that hasn't already been said? Him and another person I'll talk about in a little bit were the two best parts about the whole X-Men franchise, as far as I'm concerned.
As someone who has seen the original trilogy, I can agree with him in saying he is the best person to play Professor X within the entire X-Men stuff. Out of everybody within there, besides Hugh Jackman, he looks and feels like Professor X. So yes, I agree with J Mash for once. Speaking of Professor X, my number 4 is Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. He's the most popular character out of the X-Men. Everybody knows who Wolverine is. If I want to be a bit more specific, X-Men Origins Wolverine is a good film, and I really love it. And that is what makes me really like Hugh Jackman. It's because X-Men Origins Wolverine is a good film. It needs to be seen. That's the best film that it is.
You cut out right about when you said X-Men Origins was a good movie, so I'm thankful. Alright, so my top 4, I can make the argument for either one of them being number 1. But as it stands right now, today, as we're filming this video, my number 4, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool.
Anyway, I got places to be, a face to fix, and oh, bad guys to kill. Maximum effort.
Like, my top 5 are pretty much comic book accurate. Maybe not one of them maybe not with the look, but the actions and everything like that, the demeanor, everything is pretty much comic book accurate. But Ryan Reynolds, born to be Deadpool.
With Deadpool in particular, I really loved the first movie. I haven't got around to watching the second movie. People say it's not as good as the first one. I'll probably be the judge of that myself whenever I watch it, but
I do prefer the first one over the second one. I will say that. Second one I still like, but it's first one's better.
But do they take it more serious as a movie than the first one does, or what?
Comparing the two, the second one is a little bit more serious, yeah.
Okay. But speaking of Ryan Reynolds, my number 3 is Ryan Reynolds as the Green Lantern.
Ah, green! Wow. I know, right? Woo! Not bad, huh? You're a superhero.
Why is Ryan Reynolds as the Green Lantern this high? Well, I'll tell you guys right now. Because I knew it would piss everybody off, so I put him up this high.
Yeah, for the same reason you put Heath Ledger at number 10. And Jared Leto at number 1.
I have no idea what you're talking about, man. I was so serious within that video.
Oh, sure you were. My number 3 was your number 4, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I mean, coming from somebody who's actually seen Logan as opposed to Darius, you need to go watch Logan. Because Hugh Jackman, originally when I made this list, was my number 2. I'll talk about my number 2 in just a minute, but I'm trying think before I say this. He's the actor who has played a superhero, if not just a single character in general, for the longest period of time. For 17 years, he was Wolverine. I can't think of an actress who's been in a single character for that length of time. Not just superhero movies, just movies in general.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Well, other than people just making cameos, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't count.
Nah, I don't count it anyways.
But going on to my number 2. My number 2 is Chris Evans as Captain America. Yep, he was a good person. Like, of course, besides Iron Man, Captain America was some of the first stuff that was made me be like, oh my god, like, oh, this is a cinematic universe that's gonna connect and stuff together. I really liked Captain America, the first one as well. Apparently a lot of people didn't like it. I'm not so sure, but I really liked the first movie. He got me into his character a lot.
But my number 2, Christopher Reeve as Superman.
Excuse me. That's a bad outfit.
Just ever so slightly surpassed Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I finally watched these movies for the first time. What was it? 4 or 5 months ago, whenever. I had done a video a while back about 100 movies I've yet to see. Superman the movie was one of them. After publishing that video, I watched it. Loved every second of it. Before watching it, I said that Henry Cavill was the best Superman. Now watching it, afterwards, Christopher Reeve, hands down, is the best Superman of all time. He was able. I think I said this in the tier list maker video. He was able to convince me that people would believe that people wouldn't necessarily believe that he was Superman. He is Clark Kent. He when he was Clark Kent, he played a whole different demeanor. He was shy and timid, basically a nerd. And when he was Superman, he was a lot more confident in what he was doing. He talked different. He acted different. Everything about him changed to which character he was portraying at the time. Rest in peace to Christopher Reeve.
But going on,
our number ones better be the same. I'm telling you right now, Darius.
Going on to number 1. That's what I was about to say. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, your number 1's so generic." Blah 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 blah. Listen, that's the first MCU film that I've seen. This should obviously be number 1.
Same time.
Oh, okay.
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
My turn.
Robert Downey Jr. has to be number 1. Notwithstanding, he freaking started the MCU, which has dominated the movie business for 10 plus years. 2, well, that and Star Wars.
I mean, I'd go to the point to say that he brought the character Tony Stark to life. From the arrogance to like how he was as Iron Man, even he genuinely brought the character to life from the look and everything. Like up until the point where I feel like a lot of people say his real life persona even started to resemble the life of Tony Stark.
It did. I mean, you look at where he was in his life before Iron Man came out. I mean, not to bring up the man's past or anything, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's documented.
Yeah.
He had a serious drinking problem, and arrested and all that other kind of stuff. And he turned it all around.
But he does look very good as a black person.
Never go full retard, I'm telling you. I've actually never seen that. I've never seen that movie.
I haven't either.
You seriously made that joke. You've never seen the movie and you made that stupid joke.
I had to, man. Any honorable mentions, Mr. J Mash?
I mean, my 3 honorable mentions. Well, speaking of a black person, terrible segue. My honorable mentions first is Wesley Snipes' Blade. I included him as honorable mentions, didn't put him on the list because I think Mahershala Ali is gonna be a better Blade. Ron Perlman is Hellboy, and what I believe was your number 5, Scarlett Johansson is Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that was our top 10 superhero castings. I almost said super villain right there. But that was our top 10 list. Let us know in the comments below what you think of my list in the comments below, and go ahead and give Darius all your hate comments in the comments below.
And also, tell us what your list would be.
I was just about to say that if you just shut up.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I
Okay,
really appreciate it.
Stop.
I really appreciated being here. It was a fun time. Me and J Mash, we connect like apples and peaches. It's such a great time. I should have said bananas and peaches or eggplants and peaches, because that would have just put in weird sexual undertones to this conversation. But
No, it's more like Mentos and Diet Coke. That was our list. Let us know in the comments below what you think of our lists. Be sure to check out Darius' channel. I'll put the link. I forgot to say this in the last video. Be sure to check out Darius' channels. I'll put the link in the description of all of his YouTube channels. Go show him your well, I'm about to say love, but I don't know if they'll be showing you love after this video.
undying love and affection.
But as always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and also hit that share button. Like me on Facebook, JMash97, follow me on Twitter, JMash97, follow me on Instagram at JMash_97. All those social media links are in the description below. Mash out.